guys, it's coffee time. The cats are very rambunctious right now. I think it's a combination of it's nighttime and also I just got done cleaning. So they're filled with all of that terrified excitement of being around the vacuum for a while. Huh? Guys being silly? When I got back yesterday, 2 days ago, the place felt so stuffy and weird. Just like, it wasn't messy. It was just, I don't know. There was a weird aura to it of just needing to be deep cleaned. So tonight I realized I was intending on being on a shoot for late into the night, but we actually finished up late afternoon. So I was going, man, I actually have a free evening open. That's kind of exciting. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna clean. It was a toss-up in my mind. It was like I can either clean or I can like chill and play a game, because I haven't really chilled and played a game in a long time. And I decided, you know what, this really needs to get done, especially with as much as I've been coughing, and I still have a sore throat. So I've had this sore throat for longer than a sore throat should be around. So I'm making a doctor's appointment, see if it's strep or something else that would stick around for a really long time, and try to get that taken care of, because boo, whatever is going on in here, boo, not into it, not a huge fan. But I'm very glad that I took the time to clean the house. It feels so much better. Because I kept feeling like I was breathing in cat hair all over the place, you know? And oh my gosh, you guys, vacuuming this place, I had to empty the little vacuum container 4 times. And that's just the living room, the hallway, and the bedroom. And I was emptying it 4 times. It was crazy. So much cat hair. So much cat hair just like filled it immediately. It was crazy. But it's also very satisfying to see all of that, you know, build up in there really fast, because you're like, oh man, I am doing so much good for this world that I live in. Like this universe that is my universe. It's so nice to realize, like, I felt like I was breathing in cat hair, because I actually was breathing in cat hair. Whoa. Anyway, so yeah, today I was on shoots all day. We had Daily Bite, and then shot the next Sort This. Sort This is fun. I actually really enjoy Sort This. My mom, after the first episode went up, she texted me and was like, Sort This is really cute. You guys are really funny. And I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. But it's just, it's an easy, fun thing to do, and Neil hasn't been able to be on Friend Zone or anything as much, so it's nice to have something that I can do with Neil, you know, because Neil's like a great friend of mine, and it's fun to do that. But yeah, we filmed the next Sort This, and then I've been doing a thing for Gizmo TV, which is going until the end of July, I think. We're going to be shooting just like every now and then until July is over. But they're all like little, I asked today if I could tell you guys this. They're all like weird little hotel spots. So sometime in the future, if you're in a hotel, this is weird. Sometime in the future, if you're in a hotel, you might see a segment or 2 that has me in it for Gizmo TV, where I'm like, hey, here's a cool, weird gadget. So that's the whole thing. It's pretty fun, and a couple of the things that we talk about on the show are things that I own, which was weird. I was like, oh, I own this, and they were like, oh, that's great. Let them know you own it. I was like, alright, I will. But yeah, so I'm gonna be in a couple of those. Not all of it, but a couple of those, and that's been fun. They're really nice people. They're super, super nice. So anyway, so that shoot That's the shoot that I thought was going to go into the night, but it really only went until like 5. And I came home and cleaned. Came home and cleaned. And full disclosure, I came home, I cleaned, and right before making this, I had actually passed out on the bed, but woke up to both of the cats right here just being like, what are you doing? Are we hanging out? It's just like, why? What's happening? It's weird how they always know when I've laid down to really sleep and when I'm just laying down to lay down. If I'm laying down to lay down, they'll wake me up. They'll be like, hey, do you want to throw a ball for me? That would be awesome. But if I'm sleeping for real, they won't do that until morning, like when they want me to wake up again. They'll leave me alone until it's time for me to wake up and feed them, obviously. Yeah, here's a weird thing. Here's kind of a crazy awesome thing. It's not going to be as crazy awesome. Now I'm going to say it and you're going to be like, oh, that was kind of a letdown, Dodger. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry. A bunch of people have been asking to do a coffee time with friends with me. Like, it hasn't been as much of me being like, hey, you want to do this thing with me? It's been people saying, hey, we should do that thing that you've been doing. And I'm like, yay, friendship! So we have a couple of those lined up, which is awesome. Obviously, I'm doing coffee times with Daza and Yoku while they're in town, but there are also a couple of people who are in town for VidCon who've been like, hey, you want to do a thing? And I'm like, okay, sure, yes, absolutely. Let's drink some coffee and talk about nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's one of the things that I love about that, like doing coffee time with friends, because like with Ken, I think Ken kind of expected it to be like an interview show, you know? And I was like, nah, dog. We're literally just gonna sit and drink whatever weird concoction you've made and talk about whatever. Normally it'll wind up being animals because I love animals, and the second that topic comes up, there's just so much to say. But, you know, it's whatever comes to you. It's whatever feels right. Go with the flow, do whatever. I've always enjoyed stuff like that more than like legitimate interviews, you know? Because like, I don't know, I think you see a cool side to people when they feel really relaxed and just like they can say whatever they want, you know? Rather than it being like, tell us about your channel. Tell us about your hopes for the future. You're like, okay. My hopes for the future are that I have 8 cats instead of 2, and I hope that someday my entire house is orange. Okay, bye. Let's talk about this. I've realized that when I say that my favorite color is green, I think that now it's a lie. It didn't used to be a lie, but thinking about it, somebody asked me what my favorite color was the other day, and that doesn't happen very often because, you know, there's a point in your 20s where you just stop like asking those questions of people. But I was trying to distract Charlie, who is Sam's 2-year-old nephew. While we were in Portugal, I was trying to distract Charlie because everybody went inside of a supermarket, and so it was just me and Charlie was asking constantly where everybody went, and I had to keep saying they're in the supermarket, and then he'd, you know, be satisfied with that for a split second, and then he'd ask again. But anyway, so I decided to start trying to distract him. So I asked him what his favorite animal was, and what his favorite color was, and he said, orange. And I realized, you know what? I think my favorite color is orange too. I really, really love orange. We like had a connecting moment where I felt the connection far greater than Charlie, because Charlie didn't understand, you know, my contemplation beyond me saying, orange, yes, orange. But I was like, you know what, Charlie? I think my favorite color is orange too. I keep saying it's green, because I really do love green. I really do love nature, and I love plants, And I love what green represents. Green is a very soothing color for me. But if I were to say that there is a color that inspires something in me, it would be orange. I surround myself with orange. And I just had that moment while talking to a 2-year-old. I was like, you know what? Yeah, Charlie, you get it. You get it. That's pretty cool. We were looking at bouncy balls. So while everybody was in the supermarket and I was trying to distract Charlie, it was especially hard to distract Charlie because there were huge bouncy balls right outside of the supermarket with a big like sale sign on them. And Charlie wanted one of those balls and he needed everybody to know. He was like, I want one of those bouncy balls. I was like, okay, well, you're not gonna get one of those bouncy balls, but which one is your favorite bouncy ball? Right? I was trying to spin it like, oh yeah, they're very cool, Charlie. Which one is your favorite bouncy ball? And he'd go with that for a second before he'd either ask where everybody was again or say that he wanted the bouncy ball. But I love that age where you haven't been as much affected by society yet, where like you don't really care too much about what you should like or what you're expected to like. Charlie really loves pink stuff. He absolutely loves the color pink and he loves pink stuff. And I love that about him because I know that this is going to be sad. I know that there's going to be a certain point where he doesn't like pink stuff. You know, purely because he's a boy and boys don't like pink stuff, right? And I know that for some boys that point never happens. You're very comfortable with yourself and you're like, no, I love pink stuff. And you feel that way for your entire life. And who knows, if ever there was going to be a little boy that loved pink stuff and refused to say otherwise, depending on how other people feel about it, it would be a little thorn boy. So that's fine. But but I was like, oh, Charlie, I love that you're at an age right now where you can express thoughts for the most part, and you haven't entirely been affected by what is expected of you as a little boy. I think that's awesome. Like, you love soccer or football. You absolutely love it. Do you love it because you're a boy? No. You love it because it's a huge part of your family. So that's awesome. You also love pink bouncy balls. And I think that that's amazing as well. Just like, no, I love them. Charlie can't say ch sounds, so he calls himself Carly. And it was hilarious watching Charlie and his dad when Charlie would refer to himself as Carly. And Ollie would be like, your name is Charlie. Your name is Charlie, not Carly. And I was like, no, Charlie, own it. If you want to be Carly, you can be Carly. Express yourself. Everybody was like, no. He needs to learn how to say his name. It's just like, it's so cute. I love it. You all should know that there's a kitten licking my toe. She's been licking my toe for a while. What's going on with you? Yeah? Uh-huh. Hey. Watson has been very affectionate since I got home. Very, very, very affectionate. I think this is the longest that I've been gone since I got her. But since I came back, she wants to snug all the time. She always wants to be around me. She wants to be laying on me. She wants to be talking to me. Like, even if it's just across the room, her meowing at me, like, she needs that connection again. And I'm glad because she and Sherlock pretty much never goes through the whole you were gone and I hate you mode. Watson did not go through that at all either. She seemed a little taken aback when I came home, almost like confused as to why I was there, but she in no way has ever seemed upset with me. It's been more like, I'm so glad you came home, and that's so sweet. Come here. I'm worried since you're sniffing the tripod that you're going to knock it over, and I don't want that. Huh. Huh. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Are you enjoying the clean house? The clean house I gave you? Me? Okay, there we go. Like, that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Where normally, the second I picked her up and gave her like a little bit of space, she would have been like, alright, see you, Mom. It's been fun for that 1 second, but I gotta go. But she'll like, I'll release her a bit and she'll just sit there and be like, cool. Alright. Sweet. Okay, bye. Like, you're precious, Watson. You're just precious. Sherlock has been bringing me all his toys. They've both just been very welcoming on my trip home. As an update, another update, oh, that's right, I have makeup on. Oh man, makeup sucks. Makeup is awesome, but makeup also sucks. Like, the more that I learn about makeup, the more I appreciate it, but I still hate those moments when I'm like rubbing my eye and I go, so Sam and I did not get the apartment, which sucks. We went there, we loved it, we applied for it immediately, and I got an email this morning from them that said that they had chosen somebody else, and I was like, dang it. Curses! So, next time, we're not quite in frantic mode, but I'm trying to place my brain into frantic mode ahead of time, because I would much rather be in frantic mode when it's not necessarily needed than be in frantic mode because I need to be in frantic mode, and if I don't find a house right now, we're not gonna have a place to live, you know, sort of thing. But I have faith. I have faith that the perfect place is going to be somewhere out there, and I just need to keep looking for it. But man, it's been rough. That throat, guys. Need to go to the doctor. Get this checked out. I don't have the ball in my throat feeling anymore. Nothing like that. There's just like one spot of my throat that is continuously sore. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know. But hopefully when I go in, they'll be like, oh yes, we know exactly what this is. I'll be like, thank goodness. Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, but I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.